As Central Iowa seems to just be getting colder, the gymnastics season is just starting to heat up. Iowa State hosts BYU in the Cougars' first ever Big 12 gymnastics meet. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside James H. Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa, alongside the All-American gymnast Andrea Maldonado. I'm Noah Wolf. Thanks so much for joining us. And Andrea, two teams that should be pretty evenly matched, and it starts with three competitors for BYU that have already scored a 9.9 or higher this year.
That's right. The Cougars have taken on the role of just taking some leadership here. We see Anissa, Elise, and Brinley just scoring solid 9.9s throughout the last three meets they've had so far this season. I'm expecting pretty big things from all three athletes tonight, so just excited to watch where these scores go tonight.
Two seniors and a freshman in that order for BYU. On the Iowa State side, a freshman making a name for herself already is Noelle Adams.
Noelle has just come out like a lion. Last weekend here, she scored a 9.9 on the floor event, having no issues taking control of her floor routine. And then against Penn State, we see another 9.9 on the vault. So I don't know, I'm expecting really, really big things from this athlete tonight, and she is just going to wow us time and time again. I can already tell.
Iowa State starts on the vault, BYU on the uneven bars. That's when we return to Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State hosts BYU in college gymnastics at Hilton Coliseum tonight, the first Big 12 meet this season for both of these teams and BYU's first Big 12 meet ever. Here's a look at the format for a dual meet. You have 6 gymnasts per team, only 5 scores count as the lowest score is dropped. Iowa State will start on the vault and BYU will start on the uneven bars. As we take a look at Iowa State's vault lineup, a freshman hitting leadoff in Paige Wills and Noelle Adams, another freshman, but other than that, a lot of experience in the Iowa State vault lineup.
Yeah, you're going to want to see those experienced upperclassmen in this crucial event here. It's, you're breaking the ice, so you're wanting to make sure that you have many wow factors, but also a lot of people that can ground you.
Meanwhile, for BYU on the uneven bars, 5 of the 6 in the lineup are seniors. That's the veteran leadership that Gard Young, the BYU head coach, is looking to get more out of in this meet.
That's right. Having a lot of people just in this event that, everything and anything could go wrong, you can tell that their seniors have been working really, really hard for this lineup. So we're getting ready here.
Paige Wills will hit leadoff.
Paige will start with a 9.9 vault. That's going to be a Jurchenko full. We're hoping to see some pretty good landings tonight.
A 9.85, her season high.
Take off. And starting the night with a stock landing. I'm going to tell you this from the beginning. This competition will be pretty fair. And, both teams could go at it pretty quickly. And it's all going to go down to the landings.
Yeah, both teams with a very good vault lineup. Iowa State early on in the season tied for 15th nationally. BYU ranks 18th in the vault. And the uneven bars tied for 17th in the country as Alex Mason gets us started.
Alex is looking really good in this event right now, hitting all of her handstands. You can see there her legs are glued together. She's getting ready for her dismount here. You can see how confident she is here. Very patient. Double layout. A little bit of a hop, but she's going to fight for it. BYU is going to fight for it. They did not come to the Big 12 to play.
Hannah Loyam, a deep breath before she runs the vault. The lone all-arounder in tonight's competition. We'll see her on all 4 rotations.
Yep, another Jurchenko full for Iowa State. Really good execution right there. She had a little bit of another hop, just like Alex on the on the bars. You could see that little teeny tiny adjustment. Really good legs. You can see the crowd getting really, really excited behind her.
Sydney Benson, a native of Riverton, Utah, heads to the uneven bars. She competes in 3 events for BYU and averages a 9.775 on the bars. She's reached 9.8 this year, 9.85 in her career.
Bars could be one of those events that, you know, you could feel really good, but not necessarily be pleasing the judges with all the lines and pointed toes and all that jazz. So let's see what she brings to the table tonight. Mind you, bars routines last less than 50 seconds, 45 seconds at max. So you have quite a short amount of time to just make every second count.
Paige Wills has a score come in for Iowa State, a 9.85 on their first vault of the evening.
Toe on, a little bit of hesitation there. To Takachev. Pretty line so far. Landed right on top of the bar on that shoot over. Another really pretty handstand. Double layout. Really good routine for Sydney. I'm feeling pretty confident about this lineup they put together. There's that double layout. Really good.
Noelle Adams on vaults.
Another stock landing for the freshman. She is just eating this up. This is her environment. I'm so excited for this replay. This is going to be amazing. Look at this. Steady. Taking off. Seeing that landing. No hesitation. There she goes. We should be expecting a pretty good score from that.
Adams has hit a 9.9 on the vault this season.
From the excitement of the crowd, I dare to say that was a pretty good score. I don't see it from where I'm sitting.
Lindsay Hunter Kempler, another senior in that BYU lineup, getting set for her turn on the bars. Season averages can be very deceiving, especially early on. A 9.383, the season average, but Hunter Kempler with a season high of 9.875. But you got to remember, you're averaging only 3 scores together. So if there's one
Correct.
outlier that you want to forget by the end of the season, it's still pretty prevalent in the average right now.
Correct. It's very early in the season to pay that big of attention to averages. Right now, we're just looking for growth and just fixing those little details that might need to be perfected towards the end of the season. Right now, she's going pretty fast in this routine. Nice shoot over to a really, really good hold on her handstand. Just can be pretty difficult to achieve. Good control. Double layout. It's a little bit of a step back, but that means she has really good air time, a lot of power in this routine, a lot of consistency. This is going to be an exciting routine for her the rest of the season.
Josie Bergstrom, the lone Iowan on the Iowa State roster, gets set.
Josie also with Adrian full. Amazing height and another stock landing for Iowa State. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are on. Iowa State is saying, you want to see us? Let's go. No wobbles, no issues. chest was pretty clear up, so Josie looks pretty good, pretty happy about this performance.
Noelle Adams right before her scored a 9.9. All three of Iowa State's vault scores have been 9.8 or higher so far.
Mind you, these are scores that like vaults that start from a 9.9. So you're scoring from lower than 10. So for you to get a 9.9, it is pretty impressive off of a vault that starts lower than a 10.0.
Kylie Equinto hails from Orem, Utah, just about 10 minutes from Provo, where the BYU campus is located.
Really pretty lines. These release moves for her seem so easy. BYU is also having a lot of stuck like handstands. Their handstands all just seem to stick in place. They have no hesitation. She had a little bit of a hop back there, but all her handstands, all their bar work is really consistent, and that's what they're trying to achieve this season.
Kaya Parker gets started.
Another full foot cyclones, spotted landing, a teeny tiny micro hop, but that you can see how she flares open in this vault and spots the landing with so much time and anticipation. Look at this right here. Take off, full, and spot that landing. We've seen Kaya just nail this vault time and time again, so I have no doubts that she will show us that coming up this season also.
Anissa Alvarado will take the bars next for BYU. Once the Big 12 Event Specialist of the Week after the first meet for BYU, that Super 16 meet back on January 6th, where she scored a 9.95 in Las Vegas, tying a career high. Averaging a 9.85, so a very high standard for her so far this season.
Correct. But this is also her time to shine. This is an event where she can truly express her gymnastics because she is very confident and very powerful and able to score really well. Beautiful lines on this release move right here, back to back. You can see again her legs glued together. Getting ready for her dismount here. Another really beautiful handstand. Double layout. Really good routine for Anissa. You can see her teammates getting really excited. That was a really pretty double layout right there. Beautiful height, beautiful.
Emily Hong anchors the vault for the Cyclones.
The 1.5 coming up. And almost stuck landing. You can see she got a little bit precipitated there, but that is a beautiful Jurchenko. 1.5 to some height to her landing. This is why she had to take a little bit of a step forward. Look at how she's a little bit over it. She seems really excited. This is going to be a really promising lineup for the Cyclones coming up this season.
Already Iowa State has a season high on vault, and that's not factoring in what is likely to be a high score there. Obviously, it just depends which one gets dropped to figure out the final score for Iowa State, but it will be a season high in meet number 3 of the season. BYU's anchor Anna Bramblett getting ready for her turn on the uneven bars as we bring rotation 1 near its close.
This rotation has been so eventful, so many beautiful lines, so many beautiful routines and performances. I am at a loss for words here. Starting with a toe hand to Tkachev, straight onto her release move. She had a little bit of a mishap there where she slipped over the bar. She was lucky to be able to continue her routine, rearing up for her double layout with a really good landing. You can tell she's a little bit disappointed on that, but she also handled that pressure so well by not getting off the bar. That is just something extremely difficult to pull off.
Yeah, great recovery. Ella Shell will be an exhibition for Iowa State.
A really good vault for the Cyclones. That exhibitions are really, really exciting because the team has, you know, more space to create depth in their lineups. So whenever they do exhibitions and they do well, that just offers more options for the next meet and the next and the next when the girls are just needing a little bit of rest.
And BYU will have an exhibition on uneven bars as well as Alila Alvarado, the younger sister of Anissa.
See, having a sibling in a team is very, very impactful. You have a deeper bond, more support. It's more of a, like, very family oriented. So this is going to be really exciting to watch. I know I personally get really excited when I see siblings in a team.
I wonder why.
My sister was in a team with me, and that was once in a lifetime experience.
Iowa State's vault score is finalized at 49.35, which is a 1/10 of a point higher than their previous season high vault score.
Phenomenal, to say the least. Scoring 49s on events is really, really important for the Cyclones right now. That's just going to take them higher to the road into nationals. So they're going to want to keep these 49s going on throughout the rest of the meet.
Alila Alvarado. Her older sister Anissa tied for the match high right now on the uneven bars with a 9.825. 3 BYU gymnasts had that score.
Really good lines here. She's showing that she's more than capable to be in this lineup. It's just a matter of time where she wins the spot. Really good routine, really good depth, really good landings. She has the height and the space she needs to do a very good bar routine.
Iowa State with a .35 point lead. After rotation 1, they'll flip-flop when we return. Rotation 1 over, BYU heads to the vault, Iowa State to the uneven bars for rotation 2. Alongside Andrea Maldonado, I'm Noah Wolf. We're joined now by BYU head coach Gard Young. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's great being here.
I know you had mentioned to us in our midweek conversation, it's kind of a heavy time for BYU gymnastics as passing of a longtime head coach.
Yeah, we lost Brad Catamol a week ago today, and it took us all by surprise. He was 71 years old, and relatively young. He was the coach of my assistant coaches. He coached my sister. He was the head coach when I was at BYU as a player. I started at his own club gym there in Provo, Utah. So he's a lifelong friend. We've known him forever. We're going to miss him.
Appreciate you coming out and competing. I know that had a competition Monday and a competition today. How do you feel like things are going so far?
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround, competing Saturday and then again on Monday, and we gave the kids a day to rest their legs on Tuesday. So it was one practice in the gym, and then we're on a plane to Ames, Iowa. So first time we were here. I've been here. I've been to the University of Iowa, which is a different city, of course. Yep. So it was great, flying into Des Moines and driving up. They definitely brought the snow and the ice and the cold for us. We're used to it.
Maybe Makes you feel right at home.
Maybe not at this extreme, but we're kind of used to it.
Good. So Cyclone Nation would like to send you our condolences. We appreciate you being here. my question is going to be more so, how does it feel to be here in Hilton, and how are you enjoying this environment?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the crowd came out. I was a little worried about that just because of the weather. Would that keep people away? But, I mean, maybe not, because they showed up. They brought the energy. It's cold outside, but it's warm inside.
Good. We appreciate you.
It's really heating up here.
Good luck this season.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was BYU head coach Gard Young. We'll take a look at some highlights from the first rotation. Iowa State puts up a season-high score on the vault.
These vaults were short of impressive. I mean, we just saw everything and anything we needed to see right there. The attitude is just, the momentum is building up for the Cyclones and BYU as they enter their first conference competition in the Big 12.
Really good vault scores for Iowa State. It says a lot when the score that gets dropped is a 9-8, Andrea.
Yeah, I mean, you have 1, 2, 3 9-8 5s, and then one little slight 9-8. It's just like, well, we could have picked anyone, really. This is just impressive for Iowa State. It's a lot to be proud of.
BYU with a 49 flat on the bars. A little mishap from Anna Bramblett, but that gets dropped and not counted toward the team scores. So 5 really good scores count for a solid score for BYU.
And again, Anna did a lot of work in that bar routine to maintain herself on the event. That is just pressure that is a lot to take, and it should be celebrated still.
Iowa State heads to the uneven bars. BYU will take the vault. As we get a look at BYU's vault lineup, we'll see our first BYU freshman in Ava Jorgensen. But a lot of senior leadership. I know when we talked to Gard Young midweek, the BYU head coach mentioned that he's been pleasantly surprised by how well the freshmen, including Jorgensen, have been performing. And he's hoping that his home run hitters, his veteran leadership, can swing for the fences. A couple of freshmen in the bars lineup for Iowa State as well, in Ella Shell and Paige Wills, a highly touted freshman class that so far is living up to expectations.
That's right. In the first conversation we had with Coach Greg, she had talked very highly of her freshman class, and they are 100% showing off this season. So we have more to see tonight and as this competition goes on.
Quick pep talk for the BYU vaulters.
I think these pep talks are always so inspiring, and you know, you have a second to take a deep breath in and control your adrenaline. And I think the coaches do a really good job into just keeping everybody in their bubble. And this also creates a lot of like team bonding, team memories, where you just huddle up in your little group and then just go show off.
Ava Jorgensen will get the chance to do just that. Freshman from Gilbert, Arizona, who has scored as high as 9.875 on the vault this season.
She has a half on to a pike salto. She took a little bit of a hop backwards, but not for a lack of power. I mean, these hop backwards always show us that the athlete has more to them.
Ella Shell, a fellow freshman.
Starting up for our lineup. Yep. The pike Jaeger right there. She was a little bit short. You could tell as she misses her handstand right there. She again continues with this routine. Handles well the pressure. Blindfold to a double tuck. A little bit of a wobbly landing, but you can see there Coach Ryan encouraging her to stay positive and just enjoy, just be proud of this routine. It's hard to handle a mistake in the middle of a routine like she did and be able to not get off the event.
Deep breath for Sophie Dudley, the next BYU vaulter.
We're going to see here another Jurchenko full for the BYU team. Heading into her vault. Really good. Yurchenko full. She, again, they have a lot of power. They have a lot of height. So that's what keeps them from just sticking that landing. She has a little bit of a hop back there, but overall a really good vault. Should have a solid score.
Logan Boswell is next up on uneven bars for Iowa State. A 9.813. Her season average. She scored as high as a 9.9 in her career.
Logan is a veteran. Logan has this under control. I think this bar routine. She's so clean and so poised. It's a little bit of a unique entrance to the bar. Line change to an enormous Jaeger. That's a little bit short. Again, just a little too close to the bar on the catch right there. Gearing up for her dismount, another blindfold to a double tuck. Stuck landing, she fights for it, but that counts as stick. We're gonna see that dismount again. Beautiful lines. Enough time for her to get ready for that double tuck and fight for that landing.
Melissa Earl begins her run-up.
Chenko half. She's really happy with this vault. I always say that vaults that have a blind landing like this one are very hard to land because obviously you are not spotting the ground face forward. So she did a really good job at controlling her landing, just taking a slight hop right there. You can see she's excited and happy to be done with this vault. I'm sure it would have been stressful to be there waiting.
Paige Wills led off the Iowa State vault lineup with a 9.85. She'll complete her evening on the uneven bars. She has scored as high as a 9.8 this season.
And again, to have a mistake on that routine and still score a 9.85, it only tells you what she's really capable of.
This is, in fact, Lauren Thomas.
Lauren with a beautiful Jaeger. Nice and steady in that handstand to hack salto. Bit of a change there. Gearing up for her dismount. It's gonna be a double layout here. Expecting that dismount to be a stuck landing for the Cyclones. They got what they wanted. That stick landing to keep their momentum going. Look at that. No problems for Lauren.
Here's Elise Rollins for BYU.
Another half-on vault. Sorry, I was thinking a little bit there in Spanish. She had a half-on entrance to the vault, which can be very, very difficult to perform. We're gonna see here in the replay, she does a round off half-on to half-off, back tuck. Slight hop, but again, beautifully performed, very confident, and also very unique vault to see in the NCAA.
Laura Cook next up on the uneven bars.
We see her teammates over there getting excited over Lauren's 9-9. She just scored a 9-9 on her routine on the bars.
New career high for the senior from Loveland, Colorado.
That's right. Back-to-back releases right here. Book is gonna try and maintain the momentum in this lineup. She's also gonna take her dismount to double layout right here. To another stuck landing. Just getting excited. You can see Lauren in the background wearing the crown. Well, you're gonna have to pass it on. Beautiful double layout, amazing control. I'm telling you, the Cyclones are going to compete for this consistency role they have going on.
Kylie Equinto, we just saw on the uneven bars, heads to the vault.
Schenko, full, beautiful vault. She had a little bit of a hop right there, but I believe this vault has such beautiful lines. Let's look at this replay right now. Beautiful takeoff. Look at those legs, just so straight together. Really pretty full. I personally get really excited when I see athletes be able to just keep their legs together. Another celebration for the Cyclones. Another 9-9, just like that.
High standards for Hannah Loyam to try to live up to. She's done a 9-9 in her career. A 9.825, her season high on this apparatus.
Hannah was an athlete Coach Greg was also talking very highly of, as she's Cyclones all-arounder this year. She's put a lot of work into her gymnastics. All 3 years she's been here, and Coach Greg started stating that she's getting really comfortable in her skin in her junior year. Right here, pack salto, no issues. Change right there. Connection to the high bar. Really comfortable handstands for Hannah. Looking for that stick on that landing. Another stock landing. 3 for 3, ladies and gents. 3 for 3. See that replay right here. Double layout, no issues. You can see that face of hers getting super excited. I can tell she's been working really hard for this dismount.
They just keep passing that crown along.
Yeah, and they're gonna keep doing it.
Madison Raisley Patton.
Another half-on vault for BYU. I think these are really good vaults for them. They are able to have some variety in this lineup, different looks to them that can give them a lot of good scores in the future also. She had a little bit of a drop down on her chest there, but other than that, she's, you know, gearing up for a really good season this year. You see over there that Hannah scored a 9.875. That means that one judge scored a 9.9 and the other judge scored a 9.85. Paige gearing up here, another freshman in this lineup. Beautiful release moves. You can see all her team is just getting so excited over this lineup. Beautiful handstand. Gearing up for her dismount here. Double layout to really good landing. You can see she's a little bit like, whew, my gosh, only a step. Really good double layout though. Routine's a bit short on there. She wasn't able to get that stuck landing she was looking for. But other than that, I think they all should be really proud of this lineup. This work has been exceptional.
That wraps up rotation 2. We say goodbye to the vault and uneven bars and say hello to the balance beam and floor exercise when we return to Hilton Coliseum. With a 6/10 advantage after 2 rotations at Hilton Coliseum, alongside Andrea Maldonado, I'm Noah Wolf. We're joined now by Iowa State head coach Ashley Miles-Grieg. And Coach, you're wearing a green ribbon on your shirt tonight. You've got your gymnasts with the green ribbons in their hair. I know that mental health awareness is an important initiative for you and your team.
It is. It's very important. We're so happy to bring awareness to wear the green. BYU also participated, so you see they have the green in their hair as well. So important for our sport, right? You cannot have a healthy athlete without the full health, mental being the key.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to talk about how you're feeling after such a good bar lineup.
I'm feeling on fire right now. I am so proud of this team. I tell you what, like they never surprise me, but by their grit. They have so much grit. This team fights. They just prove every single week that they have what it takes and that they want this. They're hungry for success, and I am so happy with where we are right now. And yeah, it's going to be a fun remainder of the meet, I think.
Yes, I'm really excited to see how they continue to handle well the pressure. You know, we saw, I think it was Paige there, have a little bit of a mistake there, and she just gracefully continued.
Yeah, that was another change that we made. She's normally earlier in the lineup, but because she was struggling, we made a call just to put her last, kind of let her breathe, relax, and she got out there and she needed to hit, and she did. So proud of that freshman.
Yes, I'm really proud of all you guys as freshmen. They are just showing off. I'm excited to see what more you guys show off tonight, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. Go Cyclones.
That was Iowa State head coach Ashley Miles-Grieg. As we take a look at our second rotation highlights, Iowa State on the uneven bars pads their lead a little bit with 3 stuck landings in a row, Andrea.
No, that was phenomenal. I think I'm still struggling to wrap my head around that. BYU also saw really good vaults here, a lot of variety, like I mentioned before. Just overall, such good gymnastics tonight. I'm just pumped to see what goes next.
BYU paced by a couple of 9.825s. Melissa Earl and Kylie Equinto get that score, and all 5 scores above a 9.75. So BYU a little bit behind the Iowa State pace on vaults, as part of the reason that Iowa State able to increase its lead after rotation 1.
Correct. I mean, I think they had a pretty good solid in the vault starting off this evening, and then they just geared it up on bars. Ella had a little bit of a drop there, and you can see how we were able to, you know, the judges are able to drop that score, but still, just so much grit in this bar lineup, so much depth. I think it just comes down to the details, and you know, we're about to go to beam right now, and that's going to be a pressure event where the girls are really going to need to gear up for a good whirl here.
Iowa State's beam lineup will start with Hannah Loyam, and Coach Miles-Grieg told us about that change. They want a veteran to lead it off because of how important the momentum is with beam. This is the one event that Iowa State hasn't scored at least a 49 on this season, so they look to make improvements there. BYU has a lot of experience in its floor lineup, 2 sophomores, 3 juniors, and a senior. This is a place where BYU has room to improve as well. 48.863, their floor average, as they continue in just meet 4 of the season to try to rack up some higher scores.
Correct. I think both teams are hitting their event where depth is required and detail work is required. You know, and beam can be a very pressure-based event, but floor can also be nerve-wracking. So we're going to see some real tests here, as both teams have really just created such an environment for themselves. You know, they're just putting it all out in the line, and it's really exciting to see athletes just show off, trust their work, trust their instincts, because they've worked so hard for this, and there's nothing left to hide but to just put it all out there.
Hannah Loyam makes sense as a starter candidate for Iowa State with her consistency so far this season, averaging just over a 9.8 with a season high of a 9.85. So that shows you she's consistently good at this event.
Correct. She's very confident. We saw there she does 2 leaps, taking off of 1 leg to complete her leap connection, going into her acro series. Back handspring layout, no wobbles. I find it so interesting how she is able to bounce back from being the anchor to being a starter for this lineup. It amazes me how she's able to acquire different sets of pressure mindsets for this. Opening is not easy, closing is not easy, and she's handled both gracefully. Just getting ready to finish off her routine right here. Side gainer full, 2. Yet again, a stuck landing for the Cyclones. There goes that crown.
They always talk about sticks being contagious. And for Iowa State, sticks catching from one event to the other as well.
It's catching on like wildfire here.
Eliza Millar-Crossman gets BYU started on the floor.
From warm-ups, I can tell BYU have some pretty good choreographies and floor musics. So, first pass, double top, very comfortable landing. You can tell her face is like, yeah. Very dynamic in this routine. A lot of dance work here. It can be very exhausting for the floor routine, but she's handling it really well. Just giving the crowd what they want, giving the judges the amplitude they need. Leap work here. Beautiful leap. All smiles in this routine. She's enjoying herself. Second pass. Front layout to a front full. Also no problems. Beautiful routine for BYU. You can see the excitement here. As we mentioned, this is an event where they can grow a lot and be more consistent, and just having an icebreaker like her, it's going to make a difference.
Here's Lauren Obrochta, who competes just on the balance beam. Coach Miles Grieg talked about how excited she is about her freshman class. She mentioned Obrochta. She said she just competes on this event, but she's a rock star on the balance beam.
Triple series right here. She made sure to disguise that little wobble to give the judges a maybe I'll give it to her. So far she looks very, very confident, very steady in this event. She has beautiful flexibility to show off. That's why her leaps are so over the 180 line. She's getting ready for her side leaps here. Dismount. Gainer to a stuck landing. You can see Coach Haley there just being so proud of her beam lineup. Big smiles for Obrochta. I mean, you only have one chance to make it right, and she did.
Olivia Mayturn in her one event of the evening.
Another specialist of the night. First pass. double full, which is a D. It's a very high difficulty skill on the floor, which gives her enough points to be able to do less passes throughout her routine. She's going to have to compensate with some leaps and some turns maybe, but that was spectacular. Second pass. Round up 1.5 to a layout. Again, so seamless and very, very comfortable. Leap pass. She also has very big leaps and a lot of flexibility to show off. That's why she did a switch ring right there where she kind of touches her head with her back leg. Third pass. Ending up with a 1.5. Another very comfortable landing for BYU. They all seem to be very excited. It's just very exciting to see 3 pass routine in the NCAA right now. There's not many because girls are compensating with more leaps than flying passes.
Noelle Adams onto the beam.
Acro series right here. No issues. Noelle is also very confident. She's very confident in herself, and she's able to smile through this routine whenever she feels like she did amazing. She mostly smiles through the entire routine, but after each skill, you can see her grinning. So far, this routine has little to no deductions. Her leaps have been gorgeous. Her landing have been very confident and just no wobbles. Cat leap to front aerial. Very little movement in these landings. Just getting ready for her dismount. Side gainer fold to a step landing. Per usual. Noelle is just oh, she forgot to salute. That's a deduction. If you don't salute, the judges are going to take it away from you. So great accountability from her teammates to be able to remind her. But overall, just an amazing athlete.
Sophie Dudley on the floor for BYU. Career high of 9.925 in this event. And she's reached a 9.875 this year.
Double pike, really good height, good lunge. She has a really dynamic floor routine also. Leap series, very good amplitude. Also kind of stuck landing on her leaps, which will give the judges no questions. Front pass, 2 very good landings. BYU is coming for those landings, making up for some hops they had on the vault event. Third pass, double tuck. A little bit of a short landing. That's why she had to take a step forward. That's going to be a deduction for her. But overall, this routine has a lot of great depth for this lineup. Overall, her leaps were very beautiful. Look at her first pass, or last pass, I'm so sorry. Very good. She was able to just mask that landing very well. So
Madeline Matternack onto the beam, a sophomore in her first year of competition with Iowa State.
like I mentioned before, last week, Matternack had an injury last year and missed out on her freshman year. So far, she's strong. She's so strong, and she's showing herself to be very reliable in this lineup. Acro series, no issues. Cat leap to switch side to a half turn. Breathing through it, making sure she's steady into the beam. Another leap series. Getting ready for her dismount. Front full to a well-fought stuck landing. Madeline should be really proud of this routine. You can tell she made the great effort to keep her chest up, and that's what just glued her to the ground.
Kylie Equinto next up on the floor for BYU.
We've seen Kylie in 3 events so far. Front Rudy. This is a very fun choreography. You can see the judges in the back enjoying this choreography. Second pass. Double pike with a stunning landing. That landing was so tall. She had so much space. Three leap combinations to just finish up her requirements. And now she can enjoy the rest of her choreo here. Third pass. 1.5 to a front layout. Really good routine for Equinto here. That double pike. Insane height. And she was so comfortable for that lunge. There was no questions.
Josie Bergstrom, the 5th of 6 on the beam for Iowa State.
Josie has shown that she has the tranquility to just remain calm in this event, and that's why they have her second to last in the lineup. You can see here she had a mistake. And if I'm not mistaken, she's going to come up with a back handspring layout to make for that mistake she had. Usually she's able to stay on the event. However, tonight, I kind of tested her luck. It can really throw you off, but she will make her best of efforts to continue this routine. Beautiful leap series right there. Her legs are so long that give the judges so much amplitude and objectivity to be like, wow, that's really good leap work. Getting ready for her dismount here. It's going to be a front full tuck position. A little bit of a hop. She was trying to make that landing very secure to try and make it a stick, but she ended up having a little bit too short of rotation, so she had to hop backwards.
Sydney Benson to the floor for BYU. Seen her on bars and vault. career high of 9.775 on the floor.
First pass right here. Double tuck to really comfortable lunge. The leap pass. Beautiful leaps all the way around.
You jamming to this Macklemore, Andrea?
Yes, I am. These are good songs. Front pass. A little bit of a stag kick right there. Usually those kicks or like stag jumps towards the end of the pass is kind of like to hide the step, which is just really good consistency work in the gymnast ends. Third pass. Double pike, a little bit short. Overall, pretty good routine. I know I mentioned earlier how it's kind of rare to see nowadays 3-pass routines on floor. But BYU proved me wrong. Most of them have 3-pass routines, so kudos to them.
Lauren Thomas will take the beam for Iowa State. Andrea, I know it's difficult after seeing a teammate slip up right before you.
She has the anchor spot for a reason. I'm sure that it's not for a lack of pressure sets at home. It's just more so like, I want to do this for you type of deal, which can bring more nerves and more pressure to the athlete.
Thomas won the balance beam in the season opening meet at Hilton Coliseum back on January 6th. She's hit as high as a 9.875 this season and a 9.9 in her career.
Lauren has stunning beam work. The lines are very, very straight and poised. She has good rhythm, good pace on the beam. Also very flexible. Getting ready for her acro series. Front toss. Doing back handspring. She had a little bit of a side landing there, and she was able to manage that with no questions. Full turn. Danced into that leap series right there. Getting ready for her dismount. Round off, 1.5 to a really good landing. She was about to stick it, and then she took a little bit of a sidestep, but that makes up for Josie's mistake, and they will be able to drop that 8-9 that Josie posted up.
BYU finishes off its floor routine with Heidi Schooley, who makes her season debut tonight. The junior from Orem, Utah, has a career high of 9.875 on this event.
She has really good presentation all through warm-ups, and as of right now, she's just a powerhouse. 1.5, 2. Front layout. I believe she stepped out of bounds. But again, not for lack of power, because she's so explosive that she stepped out of bounds. Beautiful leaps. Well over the 180. And again, such a dynamic floor routine. And you can see her teammates in the corner just backing her. Second pass. Double tuck. She unfortunately missed that opportunity to have a step back, and she put her hands on the floor. But like on the beam event, they're able to drop the score because of how well the rest of her teammates were able to perform.
Exhibition now for Iowa State. Rachel Wilk.
Rachel actually competed on the beam event, the season opener. Made her debut in the beam event. She was the opener last time. She proved to be very capable to break the ice for this lineup. And I'm assuming now they have the question of, we have too many options. So we're gonna make you exhibition and we're gonna decide from there.
Coach Miles Krieg talked about Josie Bergstrom fighting her way back into the Iowa State team lineup.
And as we can see right now, Rachel is more than capable to withstand pressure and the environment of competition to do a good beam routine. She has proven herself to be very, very reliable.
BYU has an exhibitor on the floor in Ava Jorgensen, who has been in the BYU floor lineup in previous meets this season. She's scored a 9.75 in her one floor routine that counted.
Double pike, really good landing. Those lunges that are in place are very tricky to decide whether she took a step forward or a lunge backwards. So it's gonna be down to whether she had control or not, and from where I'm sitting, she had pretty good control of this pass. Second pass. A lot of front twisting for the BYU lineup. I've noticed that, and that's just really exciting to see so many girls showing off front twisting. Third pass right here. 1.5 to front layout. Very comfortable. If she really wanted to, she could be in this lineup any other day. What do you think, Noah?
Well, Iowa State posts a season high on the beam in rotation 3. BYU not far away from a season high on the floor. The two teams switch places when we return.
My freshman year was the fall of 2014. First competitive season was 2015. I competed all 4 years as an all-arounder, had the time of my life, which really drew me into I wasn't done with gymnastics. And I knew I wanted to be involved forever if I could be. That's when I kind of dipped my toes into coaching and coached club for a year, and then was fortunate enough to come back to Iowa State and got to be a volunteer coach. And then had the opportunity to stay on as assistant, and there's been a lot of growth and a lot of fun, challenges, good times, hard times, but I have truly had the best time being able to still represent Iowa State as a coach.
It has been so remarkable and helpful having someone like Haley on the staff, someone that has come through this program as an athlete.
It's been smooth, and I owe it to Ashley and Ryan. They are both incredible people, and they make work fun. You know, I look forward to coming in every day and learning from them as well.
I think she's really been able to voice her opinion a little bit more and like show us the coach that she wants to be and what she can be.
I would say my coaching philosophy is relational. I really pride myself on building a relationship with each kid, person before athlete. And I think that's really benefited me in getting the most out of every single student athlete because they know me as a person first and I know them as a person first. So, you know, when I do push them, they know it's coming from a place of love.
She's kind of being that bridge between the athletes, this new way of doing things, this new era of Iowa State gymnastics. So yeah, Haley is another important piece of the puzzle. Without her, this doesn't happen.
I think when I first started, I was nervous, you know, being so young and having the respect of my peers and also the athletes. I was worried, you know, are they going to view me as a coach? Are they going to view me as someone who they can look to with respect? And honestly, I owe it all to them. My first year, they really granted me that opportunity. And I think as the years have gone, I have grown in that way and I've gained a lot of confidence in who I am as a coach. And I feel like I've really owned that role and invested into each athlete. And you know, my knowledge has grown each year and I'm happy with where I'm at now and excited to see where it goes.
Look at some highlights from rotation 3. Iowa State sets a new season high as a team on the balance beam.
Yeah, that was a really, really eventful rotation number 3. Both BYU and Iowa State were able to put out some really, really good routines, really good scores. Just such an exciting competition. I mean, what a way to be welcomed into the Big 12. Right, Noah?
Absolutely. Iowa State able to drop its lone score below 9, and all 5 scores that count are 9, 7, 7, 5 or higher, paced by Hannah Loyam and Noelle Adams at 9, 8, 7, 5 on the balance beam. First time this season that Iowa State has a score of 49 or higher on the beam. Their total score of 49-1 on that apparatus. BYU, meanwhile, a 49.05. Kylie Equinto leads the way with a 9.875 on floor. And even Heidi Schooley, who just made her debut for the season tonight, I mean, all of the BYU competitors, her included, had this tremendous energy on the floor, Andre.
Yeah. As I mentioned before, it was such a dynamic floor rotation. All their musics, their choreographies, they all have really good depth in, you know, how many passes they have, the kind of passes they have. I think it was really exciting to watch, and just they have so much more room to grow also. They're just going to continue surprising us as they go.
BYU heads to the beam next. They're 30th in the country in the balance beam, led by 2 really strong competitors, Brynlee Anderson, a freshman, and Elise Rollins, a senior. Both have tremendous routines on the beam, Andre.
Yeah, these are routines that scored 9-9 in the last 3 competitions. And it's going to come down to these routines that are make it or break it. For BYU, I mean, they have a slight difference from Iowa State right now. I mean, it's all about who can stay on the event, who can manage the pressure, and finish out this competition with as many stuck landings and very well-detailed routines as they can.
No surprise to see Anderson and Rollins at the 5 and 6 spots in that beam lineup for BYU. And experience throughout the beam lineup. We've seen a lot of experienced gymnasts competing tonight for BYU. Meanwhile, Iowa State sends out 2 freshmen into its floor routine. 2 seniors and a sophomore and a junior. Hannah Loyam will be the final competitor to wrap up her all-around night. Sophie Dudley mounts the beam and gets the Cougars started in rotation 4.
I don't know about you, but my heart is racing. This competition, it has been so close. So much good gymnastics has been shown. I am just... Dudley has so far shown very good consistency and confidence. Her leaps are gorgeous. Her amplitude is very, very well performed. She had a little bit of a wobble there on the full turn, but that's no issue for her. Getting ready for her dismount. Oh, my mistake. That was her another acro series. Cat leap to a side aerial. Now we go for the dismount. Round off 1.5 to a little bit of a hop, but overall such a good start to the beam lineup. There's that dismount again. Really good height, really good control.
Madeline Matternack onto the floor for Iowa State.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is Matternack's first floor routine in Hilton. Double tuck to a little bit of a step forward. Matternack has a lot of depth in this floor routine. She's also very, very explosive. She also enjoys being in the spotlight in the floor routine. Double pike to an amazing lunge. You can see her face light up. Leap series. Very good debut for Madeline. First pass is very interesting because it's connected with a front tuck to start it. Double pike, really good.
Dudley started off with a 9.775 for BYU. She hands the reins to Alex Mason.
A little bit of a wobble there on her acro series. She manages to stay on the beam, and that's going to be crucial beam work for BYU to stay on top of the scoring and really, really close to Iowa State here. Leap series, very beautifully done. She has so much flexibility to portray. I really, really enjoy when athletes are able to do that. Dismount here. Double full. You don't see a lot of double fulls nowadays. She did an exceptional job. Round off, double full, so teeny tiny hop. Really, really good routine for Alex here.
Laura Cook onto the floor for Iowa State. Following up a 9.75 from Matternack.
And per usual, I never forget to mention Cyclone Nation, we give you Juicy Wiggle. First pass. Double fold to a really, really pretty lunge. You can see the crowd getting really excited over this routine. Very pretty leaps. Gearing up for her last pass. Roundoff, 1.5 to a full. She stays in bounds, ladies and gents. Really good routine for senior Laura Cook. We're gonna see a replay of that last pass here. Really good amplitude, just a little bit shy of out of bounds.
Here's Eliza Millar-Crossman onto the beam for BYU. Consistent start for the Cougars on this apparatus.
That's right. Consistency is what everybody's looking for right now. Really, really pretty acro series here. She landed with enough space in the air that she was comfortably just straight on her knees. I like how she, on her landings, has little to no adjustments because she has so much height in her skills. Very good leap series. Dismount coming up. Front fold to a stuck landing for the Cougars. That it must be super exciting. She was fighting that leotard malfunction right there. That must have been stressful and annoying all at once.
Ella Schell onto the floor for Iowa State. The freshman making her debut in this event. She has done an exhibition in the floor at Penn State, scored a 9.825.
She had a Rudy to a stag jump. That stag jump traveled a little bit. Maybe that was not the intention. I just know she didn't have any issues with the landing. Beautiful leap work. You can see her teammates on the corner trying to keep her grounded and motivated for this routine. Her season debut can be very, very stressful. Second pass. 1.5 to a beautiful layout. No issues in that landing, no traveling. Beautiful height and amplitude. She's got what it takes. See a replay of that last pass here. Beautifully done.
Madison Raisley-Patton onto the beam for BYU. A 9.9 from Eliza Millar-Crossman is the new event high.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that these skills where the athletes show off their flexibility are very impressive to the judges. It takes a lot of balance and core work to maintain that, and she just did that with no issues at the beginning of her routine. Acro series, very good. looks like she's enjoying this beam routine, which is the most important part here. Dismount, 1.5 to a fought landing. She wanted to stick that. You can tell she just lifted that second leg, but she was putting in the effort.
Kaya Parker onto the floor for Iowa State. She's scored as high as 9.875 this season.
Kaya is a very explosive athlete. Starts with a wolf turn. Front tuck, double tuck, inbounds, very comfortable landing. Beautiful leap jumps. We're waiting here for her second pass. Double pike with an amazing finish. This is exactly what the Cyclones needed to make up for maybe a lower score. And Kaya just did that very, very gracefully. Front tuck to a double tuck. You can see that astonishing lunge of hers. It's so far. That gives her the stability she needs to just stay put.
Brindley Anderson up now for BYU on beam.
Beautiful acro series. This is where the competition gets really, really close. These last two beam were going to be the deciding factor for BYU here.
And already a 9.9 on beam for BYU, and the next two, including Anderson, right now are both capable of a 9.9.
Beautiful beam work right now. She's just showing off these acro skills with no wobbles. Dismount to a stuck landing for BYU. Oh, she missed a little bit of a high five there, but so exciting. Back handspring to a gainer full. Beautifully done.
Luckily, I don't think the judges take off for a missed high five.
No.
Okay.
It was just funny.
Noelle Adams on the floor for Iowa State, trying to follow up a 9.875 that Kaya Parker posted. Adams, a freshman, has posted a 9.9 on this event. She won the floor event at the last gymnastics meet at Hilton Coliseum a couple of weeks ago.
Very confident first pass. She kind of flies into her passes. She has such a floatiness to her. She's able to take off from the ground and just, it looks so easy. These leaps are also very impressive. Torjate to Copa. Just hyping up the camera here. second pass. Double tug to a really pretty stuck lunge. No problems.
And afterwards, you see the smile that Ashley Miles-Grieg says lights up the whole Coliseum.
That's right. It's very contagious. Her attitude is just, she's so confident. It just makes everybody feel like, yeah, we know she's got it. It's okay.
Elise Rollins, the senior anchor from West Jordan, Utah.
Beautiful mount. The other thing about the last two athletes that have gone for BYU is that they are constantly enjoying their beam routines. From start to finish, they're just grinning their way through such a pressure event. Front aerial, back handspring layout, triple series right there. She gets bonus for going into two different directions. Very unique full turn, straight leg, on the side of the beam. A little bit of a wobble there. That's gonna cost her her bonus. Another stuck landing for BYU. You can tell she fought for it, but she got it. She's very consistent and confident. So she ended her routine and her team's lineup as they desire.
Hannah Loyam rounds things out on floor for Iowa State. She has scored a 9.85 on the floor this year, but in her career capable of up to a 9.925.
She's gonna open up with a really pretty double layout. Very beautiful. She did have to take a step forward, so that's gonna be a little bit of a deduction there. However, it never ceases to amaze me to have a double layout in your routine. 1.5 to front layout, no problems. You can see the crowd just feeding off of this energy. Hannah has gotten really comfortable throughout the years, and this, like I mentioned before, this routine really shows her coming out of her shell, and it's a very beautiful thing to see. Leap series. That's a wrap. First pass right here. Insane double layout. That landing is a little bit short, but it's just so impressive.
No matter the score for Hannah Loyam, it's a season high total score for Iowa State as they look well positioned after 4 rotations. We'll come back with unofficial scores and a final wrap-up when we return to Hilton Coliseum. A tremendous 4th rotation for both BYU and Iowa State. The Cougars match a season high on balance beam, while Iowa State sets a season high on floor exercise, just like all other 3 events tonight, Andrea.
Yeah, I mean, both teams had an exceptional night, but I think the Cyclones have been in a role of growth. That's what I'm trying to get at so far. It's just impressive to see how they went from a record breaker opener to now just such a high quality gymnastics and scoring as well. That was very impressive to watch.
Individual winners on your screen there. Hannah Loyam posts a career high in the all-around with a 39.425 as the lone all-arounder tonight. Couple of Cyclones win vault and bars as Noelle Adams gets 2 event wins and 2 9.9s. Eliza Millar-Crossman with a spectacular beam routine that gets her a 9.9, which is a season high and an event win, as the Cyclones appear to have the edge in the unofficial final score, but they also have the edge in event winners. 4 of the 5 events won by Cyclones, and in 2 of them, 2 Cyclone winners. Andrea, your final thoughts from a tremendous night of gymnastics and for BYU's introduction to Big 12 gymnastics.
Yeah, I think this was a really good setting for BYU to enter the Big 12. They both posted really, really good gymnastics, really, really good competition with each other. I think this is going to blend really well as we approach Big 12s. This is going to be really exciting also. And to mention that this is Iowa State's first win under Ashley Grieg's coaching staff. And it's just only going to get better from here. I mean, from the looks of it, they're honed in, and it's just going to keep showing off.
As a team, Iowa State gets season highs on all 4 events and in the all-around score, as Ashley Miles-Grieg picks up her first career win as head coach. For Andrea Maldonado, I'm Noah Wolf saying so long from Hilton Coliseum, where the unofficial final score is Iowa State 196-9, BYU 196-125. Also a season high score for the Cougars. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.